Rough hands grasp my shoulders through the sackcloth and haul me across the table. Or is it a wagon bed? I hear the stamp of a hoof and the jangle of harnesses as I drop onto squelching earth. A toe nudges my ribs none too gently, and I cough a muffled protest.
So, it lives.
The voice is deep and gruff. I feel movement at the mouth of the sack and breathe a sigh of relief as light creeps in. Gentle rays become dazzling beams as the sack is upended and I sprawl into daylight. The reborn sun has yet to dry the earth, and I land elbows and thighs deep in rotting muck. My stomach twists, and 24 coins pour from my mouth, brilliant gold glittering in the mud.
Ah, my ladies have sent me coin.
A man crouches in front of me, one hand braced against a stout yew staff, the other groping in the mire. His fingers brush a coin, and he grasps it and tests the gold with his teeth.
Fair payment,
he says, and stuffs the coin in a fur pouch hanging from his belt.
Well, make yourself useful. Fetch the others for me. Mind you, I'll know if any go astray.
I'm unaccustomed to being ordered about, but nor has this day been my usual experience. I pluck the coins from the mire. Each bears a common glyph, a spoked wheel of some sort, on one side, but a unique figure on the other. The man snaps his fingers impatiently, and I hold my cupped and brimming hands out to him. He makes no response, so I look at him in question. My stomach twists again. His weathered face is scored, temple to jaw, by 4 ragged scars, as though by the claws of some giant cat. 2 of the creases pass his eyes, the now empty sockets puckered and seeping. He must sense my horrified gaze, for he raises one bisected eyebrow.
Well?
I shake off my bemusement, reach out, and drop the coins in his pouch. The old man listens for each clink of metal upon metal. The last coin catches on a fold of the pouch. Only when I tip it off and it gives its rattle does the man's expression relax. He gives the pouch a confirming shake, then sets his sightless gaze on me.
Very well, then,
he says.
Your ransom is paid. Now, tell me, what is it you seek?
My brow tightens at that. What I want is a warm fire and soft clothes, a pot of wine and a rasher of meat. What I want is not to be interrogated by this man. I open my mouth to tell him as much, but he preempts me.
I ask not what you want, king-made outcast. I ask you what you seek.
His words cut through my pride, remind me of my current lot. I was a king, but now my name is outcast. Now my brothers warm my throne, dent my bed, and, if fear be true, tup my wife. You're meant to lead us. My memory echoes with Vay's words, my brother's cheeks red with fury as he declaimed me. Instead you weigh down your throne, watching and judging. And Odin, Vili said, through a mouth filled with half-chewed boar. He pointed a rib at me and grinned through flesh-strung teeth. Don't forget the Odin. He does rest his throne to weigh down a ripe maid oft enough. My heart sinks at the memory, and my stomach clenches yet again. I fall back to the mud, further staining my body even as the truth stains my conscience. I bow my face to the earth. The smells of dung and decay fit companions to my character. A sob bursts from my throat, choking off whatever words I might try to utter. After a time, when grief and regret have loosened their strangleholds, I raise myself to my knees and sit back. The old man remains as he was, silent, expectant, demanding. I seek wisdom, I tell him. A grim smile quirks the corner of his mouth.
And what would you pay for this wisdom you seek, son of Bor?
All that I have, I answer, without thinking.
And what is that?
He demands.
Have you any more kingdom? Have you lands and silver and gold?
I bow my head, eyes fixed on my grubby hands. No, I say.
No, you have not. All things require fair trade and exchange, the man says. What you seek is perhaps the most valuable thing in all the 9 worlds. So, What will you give in exchange for it?"
I clasp my hands and raise them toward him. "Take my hands," I say. "Take my feet, my body, my very freedom. Take what you will, only give me wisdom." The old man snorts a laugh at me.
"I have hands enough, and feet as well. What work there is to be done I am content enough to do myself. And no, boar's son, it is not what I would take, but what you would give."
Despair wraps its heavy cloak about me. I've offered all I have, and this impoverished pig farmer denies me. Still, he faces me expectantly, his blind eyes gazing at... Without a thought, I reach toward my left eye. Even as my consciousness shouts in protest, I jab a finger into my own eye socket. Pain and insanity scream from my mouth as the soft ball of jelly gives way. I pluck it from its socket and snap its tether. The old man smiles.
"You offer a worthy gift,"
he says, and takes the gleaming orb from my hands. I palm away the tears and blood that stream down my cheek. The old man taps his staff and feels his way across the cart path to a stone-walled well.
"A worthy gift indeed,"
he adds, and without further ceremony drops my eye into the well.